Hello everyone, this is LW Gaming and welcome back for another video of Langrisser. And today we're going to be taking a look at this character, Dragonslayer. Well, precisely this is a showcase. Although the one thing I won't be showing here is of course the Gate of Fates, which because I already did my attempts today, so I was not able to do the clears for the guide. But hey, this may change in the future, but for now we'll keep it simple by just showcasing what his skills are and what he's capable of. So right away you notice something crazy about his talents. So this guy is probably the first one to be able to reverse the class advantages. So let's see what this description says. It says the class disadvantages is reversed. So what this means is that like normally as a demon, he usually will be weak against holies, but instead with his talent, he basically like as a demon, he is strong against holy. So basically everything that he has that could be weak against him is gonna go reverse on them. So Uno reverse as a reference. So yeah, so there it's pretty straightforward. If you're a flyer, you'll be strong against archers, and if you're a demon, you'll be strong against holies. And not gonna lie, a lot of people just build him as a demon because, of course, in Apex Arena there were a bunch of Holly units, and these guys are probably not gonna live for too long because Vargas is just gonna class reverse against them, which is pretty nuts. And there's more to it. So, as you can see on the screen, my Dragonslayer is currently at 5 stars immediately. Well, because I got enough of those rainbow shards and I got those converted into his shards, and there you go. That's why I got him to 5 stars immediately. And moving on, since he is also somewhat of a tank like his original form does, he has damage taken reduction. For him at 5 stars, it's 25%. So I believe on as a 3 stars, he'll be having 15% damage taken reduction, which is nice to have. And also, when any unit within 3 blocks of him dies, he's gonna gain Fury, which is the one thing that a lot of people do not want him to be angry because when he's in this state, he's going to have multi revives, and yeah, I'm not joking. He can revive a lot of times, but however, in exchange of that, his HP is going to get reduced significantly. So if you have revive with him too many times, he's going to be at a point where he can only have 1 HP. So yeah, if you have him revive multiple times, eventually you'll get him down to the point where he is unsustainable. Which is the one thing that maybe people kind of forgot what this perk does. And also, there's some corrections I need to do for like Dragonslayer's introduction video with the future Languissers. You maybe actually take a look at this video as the actual info because this is more accurate than the future Langrisser, as far as I know. So what happened here is that every time he revives with his Fury buff, he is gonna lose like certain amount of HP. So like what I mean by that is like depending on how many star levels you have, like at 3 stars you'll lose 30% of his max HP each time. So yeah, if he revives a lot of times already, he's gonna lose a lot of HP threshold to the point where you can only have 1 HP, which that on paper sounds pretty bad. But however, the more stars you have on this character, the more sustainable he will become. So that means if he's like at 6 stars, he's gonna be able to live out there for a very long time. But eventually, it'll go to 1 HP to the point where he will die instantly to an AOE attack. So, of course, even though he is powerful, but the more he revives, the weaker he becomes on his defense. So, don't be afraid to like go after him as much as possible because the more he takes like fatal damage per se, he's gonna lose a lot of his HP to the point where he will not be able to sustain any longer. And moving on is that and also by the way, if you're standing near him while he is in his fury state, he is going to auto engage in combat, which I'm not joking. He is absolutely insane, and he is a crazy man as far as many people call him as. So if you ever came across this guy as your opponent in Apex, just be prepared because your only option to fight against him is of course a long range attack him or to be blunt, use someone like revive disabling. But most of the time, you don't want to act again near his range because you are gonna get hit by him, And also make sure your mirror is not holy, because if he's a demon, then you're pretty much dead before you can even do anything. But of course, the way how the counterattack, like auto counterattack, is by, of course, he will go up close to you. So he's not gonna range attack you. No, you don't have to worry about that because he's just gonna melee you. So there's a good chance unit could survive. But another factor about this method is that if your HP is like lower than his, you're not gonna be able to do anything because he's gonna attack you first. But if you manage to survive somehow, you will be able to counterattack. So yeah, basically HP is very important when you're dealing with Dragonslayer, because make sure your unit's HP is at a healthy state before attacking him. Because if you allow Dragonslayer to have higher HP than yours, you're going to be in a world of hurt. And also, but however, if the first strike did not activate for whatever reason, Dragonslayer is going to heal 30% of his HP. So yeah, that's the talent here, and I gotta say this guy is absolutely nuts. If you don't know how to deal with him, if you know how to deal with him, you pretty much don't have to worry much, because there are a couple of reasons. There are a couple of ways you can deal with him. Is, but of course, one ultimate way is ban him first. That's one way to deal with him. But at the same time, if your opponent happens to have Enya in the same box, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with Enya now, because Dragon Slayer kind of lift up the the first ban priority. So now Dragon Slayer is going to take the heat out the first ban. But if it depends on how your opponent's going to react in pick and ban, because there's some cases where even though Enya as an available option, you still need to worry about other units like Ilya, for example. Yeah, Apex has been a mess right now. Well, I don't think I'm not sure if that's even. I think it's a possibility at this point, but the thing is, this weekend's Apex hasn't started yet. But I can imagine in the next few days Dragonslayer is gonna cause a lot of problems in the game, and maybe people might end up quitting the game. Like I would say, not necessarily the game, but Apex as a whole, and just focus on PVE. But let's just hope that the game doesn't go to that point where it's like lack of redemption, I would say. But anyways, moving on to the skills. I know I'm rumbling for this for too long. So anyways, Blazing Blood Rage is one of his unique skill. This one is like a multi-purpose use. So, for example, if you're not in Fury state, this will give you Fury immediately. Yes, you heard that right. This one gives you Fury, but on top of that, this one has a passive where you won't die on one attack, one fatal attack. So instead, you'll get 50% of your HP back, and this is the natural revive on him. So yeah, if you manage to lose that revive, you'll have a backup revive. Like if you have Fury activated. And by the way, the way how Fury works is that whenever you revive with Fury, you're going to lose that one turn of duration on Fury, which is the one thing you need to keep that in mind. And also and also if you manage to have Fury on your own and you have the skill used or activated, this will be treated as an act again for you, and then it will reset the Fury's duration as well. So not gonna lie, this skill is powerful in many ways. And also, since he is Vargas, he also comes with his signature guard skill, which will protect all allies within 2 blocks from any attack, magic, or physical. And on top of that, this will reduce the critical hit from enemies by 30%, which is nice. And also, this one right here is a interesting one. Like 20% of the defense will be added to the attack. So think of this like a conversion stats, but for the attack based. So yeah, when he's guarding, he works the best out there. But of course, he can be treated as a DPS unit as well. He doesn't necessarily need to be a tank, but there are some cases where Dragonslayer will be pretty helpful in many ways. And he also comes with other skills like these ones right here, counterattack, which is the common skill, armor pierce, which is his original skill that he comes with as an SR Vargas, raging thunder, which is used by many units like flyer units such as Altamuller and other units that uses that. Dragon's breath makes sense because he is kind of a dragon because his name is Dragonslayer. Duh. We also have Battle Cry, and also Attack Intimidate. Yeah, all this is pretty nuts if you think about it. And as for recommended gear, and by the way, this set is actually highly recommended if you plan to use him in Apex. So I have Mimir's War Axe. This will capitalizes his healing capabilities whenever he kills an enemy, or if your ally ends up dying. This is pretty helpful. And this armor is going to be useful for like many situations where if you're fighting against someone that's like have a lot of buffs that are pretty dangerous, this will actually dispel one debuff. One buff from them, which is a nice thing to have. And also this one treats the same way as you would do with Rosensteel's faction buff. But of course, this will activate all the time, so there's no timer of when this will expire. That's the beauty of this armor. So that way you no longer need to rely on the Rosensteel's faction buff, which I think many of you already dropped it by now, but it's just an example. If you're still using Rosensteel's faction buff for whatever reason, Star Crown is another essential headwear for him to wear, and this one will allow him to hit harder, of course. Star Crown is a no-brainer. It boosts him, which is awesome. And of course, spawn on Rashi, like in case if you want him to be a tank. This will enable him to not be stunned and also passive skill blocked. And now let's talk about the Awakening here. So this is the skill that he comes with. This is 2 phases, by the way. The first phase is basically is a setup phase where you set up the location where your Vargas would jump to on the next turn. But here's a trick: if you have yourself Fury already, this skill will treat as an instant skill. So yeah, basically when you have Fury, you're gonna do AoE immediately and teleport to the place where you set it. And this will change to another skill, which is a single target, and that single target is powerful. That does a lot of stuff, and then also it does not negate it does not reduce the buff duration, as far as I know, which is pretty huge. And this is what his animation looks like when you activate it. Like Jesus, this is absolutely nuts. Anyways, I'll be right back before I forget one thing. Okay, I am back, and what happened earlier is I forgot to lower the sound effects. So, my bad if I actually blown your eardrums by that. So hopefully everyone's fine here. So, anyways, we're gonna start doing the Awakening stage right now. So, anyways, those stages usually they aren't that difficult, but I will walk you through just to show you how it plays. So right now I'm with my 5 stars Dragonslayer. This would definitely be an easy run. All I had to do is just move back for a bit. I mean, usually I don't want to go head on, but for Dragonslayer, I think that's fine because you're not going to be punished that heavily. And I'm not going to guard here because I won't be defending here. Instead, I'm going to go in and attack. Here comes Elwin. I'm going to be positioning myself here. Even though he's not going to be in range, but I will attack him when he gets close. Right there. There he goes. Like, look at that. Jeez. Talk about anger issues, man. And also, when an enemy dies, it resets his fury. And this run right here, this skill right here, this will be now treated as an act again whenever he has fury. Which take a look at this. Yep, he gets to act again from that. And I'm gonna go in and attack Bozo right off the bat. Give him no chance of breathing room. And this stage is easy. You just need to make sure you capitalize his abilities, like be able to like attack automatically when they get close, and also attack them where it hurts. Okay, moving on to stage number 2. Okay, here it is. And also, fun fact about this stage. You know, this Dragonslayer is supposed to be LR, right? Apparently, this game isn't considering this as an LR for some reason. Well, mine it is. Yeah, do you find that really weird? Just by looking at these two together? Pretty odd. But hey, doesn't matter. I'm here to win. Anyways, I'm just gonna position here so that way, like, the reason why I want to position there, so that way if Leon like lands, like I would say, land in this position right here, and when Dragonslayer is like right here, well, previously I was thinking about doing it here, but I'm gonna do it here. Anyways, I'm gonna position you right here, and burn right here, and you will remain right here. There we go. Now he's engaging like that. And by the way, do you know that the Imoda's passive, like talent effect, this will activate even if it's not your turn. So yeah, basically when Dragonslayer doing an attack like that, it's treated as his own turn. So yeah, that's why that activated, even though you're not the one attacking. Okay, there's something I could do here. And also when he's in his Fury effect, his scar range is expanded to 3, which is absolutely nuts. And I'm gonna do the free strike here to like force the Dragonslayer to not like block, or I should say guard, I would say. So I can get Leon easily. And I'm gonna go right here to heal block this. But he's gonna attack me though, which is fine. Because he's not gonna first strike due to higher health. Okay, he's gonna hit me hard, that's fine because I will counterattack. That almost took me out. Okay, there goes one of my revives, which yeah, Dragonslayer versus Dragon. I lost all my Fury stacks, that's fine. Oh, and she gets attacked there. Okay. Yeah, maybe I was a bit too close. Okay, I'm gonna have to deal with this guy now because he is annoying to deal with. There we go. Make him lose that one so he doesn't encounter. I'm gonna go right back there to attack Imelda. He might die, but I'll do it anyways. Oh, there goes Fury. And she just stupidly healed right there. Almost took that. And now since Dragonslayer is guarding, he's going to do that, and he's going to counterattack. Yep, there goes that counterattack. And I get to go first because higher HP. And he just lost that again. Let's see, what are his HP now? Look at how small the HP, max HP it is now. Like the more you revive with this, the less HP you'll get as a result. So make sure your unit does not revive too many times because you eventually lose all of that and then have him unsustainable. But overall, this battle isn't that difficult. You just need to be a bit smart of like where you should position your Dragonslayer, and roll with that. And there we go. That's the 3C. I'm gonna screenshot that. I don't think the noise comes out because I screenshotted the image before. And now let's equip that skill. And we're good to go. So anyways, I'll be right back. I'm gonna showcase this very soon. Okay, here we are in the battle. So let's see what he does here. Which will begin by, of course, activating this guard. Well, actually not guard. I'm going to activate this. So he will counter attack whenever someone gets close. And I'm gonna give this guy a bit of a boost here to ensure that he has unicorn. I'm just gonna move right here. Let's see, is she gonna move up close? Yep, she will. Okay. Let's watch this. I'm gonna do 3C right here. Since since Dragonslayer is in Fury, he's going to do this right off the bat. So no wait time needed for this. But as a trade-off, he won't be able to move much from that, but it's fine. Almost. Okay, and I'm gonna go right here to kill. Elwyn being there will be a problem though. Okay. Yeah, having fun with the extra leg is kind of hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna go. Let's see. Where should I do it from? I think I'll do it from here. Anyways, I can just go this way. I think here will be fine. It's gonna AoE my team. That's fine. Oh well, he goes down. Do I want to heal right here? No. Heal from here. Yep. I'm gonna go right here to go after Elwyn personally. This is gonna be a problem. You know what? I'm gonna ignore Elwin for now. And just go after Jessica. Well, don't think Hein should be doing that because I will be attacking him now. And he's dead in one hit. And Elwin's gonna die from that. Yep. Like, look how ridiculous that was. Like, jeez. Like, especially in his Dragon's Fury state. Like, Jesus Christ. This is absolutely nuts. So anyways, I think that I had enough fun here, so hope you all have a great time and well thought out plan of how to build him, because he is absolutely nuts if you build him right, of course. So anyways, hope you all find this video helpful or informative, and I'll see you all next time.